Hey YouTube, it's Tams the Wicked Witch. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do a quick 5-minute witchy tips video for you. Going to try and keep it under 5 minutes. Don't think I've actually managed to do one yet. Anyway, a couple of people have asked me in the comments or basically made a comment that they didn't realise what a book of mirrors was, or they'd never heard of a book of mirrors. So I just thought that I would do a quick, quick 5-minute witchy tips video on the differences between your books of shadows and a book of mirrors. Obviously, many different names. Everybody's got their own magical journal, magic book, grimoire, book of shadows, book of mirrors, book of light, diary. Everyone's got something, haven't they? And they have their own names and they call it what they want. But just so that you know the difference, and obviously this is my take on it, of course, other people might have a different view. A book of shadows is basically your information. All of your information goes into your book of shadows. So this is obviously one of my books of shadows, and there are many pages within. Some have got pages upon pages, all to do with certain things, and that's basically how, that's basically how the book goes on. I'm not going to show you the whole book, but that's how the book goes on. It's page after page of information, whether it's information about crystals or information about the cycles and the moon and the times of working with the moon, or whether it's candle magic or colours coordinating with different Sabbats. All your information is in your book of shadows. And a grimoire is kind of the same, thing. So people have their grimoires, they have their books of shadows, and that's all of their information. And then they have a book of mirrors. A book of mirrors is more like a diary, your magical, spiritual, pagan path diary of your daily magical practice. So, for instance, if you'd been working with certain deity, and let's just pretend it was the Morrigan, and you were out running and you saw a whole field of crows, and this field's never had crows on them before, that would be something that you would be writing about in your diary, in your book of mirrors, your daily, day-to-day magical path, the things that happen, whether you work with numbers or whether it's to do with colours or things that happen in dreams. That's the sort of thing that you would put in your book of mirrors. So yeah, it's basically like a magical diary. And many people just have the one book, they put everything into the one book, and that's fine. Some people, a little bit like myself, like to have everything in different books. So my grimoire looks like this, and I've got this cool Halloween witch on the front of mine, and this is literally all the ritual workings, everything that's been saved, and I am dropping everything, certain things that have been done with spells. There's some pictures and some artwork in here, lots of stickers, lots of mixed media and things like that. So that is my grimoire, and it's very similar to my book of shadows, whereas that's got lots of bits and pieces. I like to make it a little bit pretty. It's got stickers, there's a bit of, a little bit of stickerage going on, pictures, all the things that have been written down, I'll stick them in. My mum writes stuff down, and when she copies it out, I'll grab that off of her, go, don't throw it. It was important enough for us to, do a little ritual or to write it down, and I'll stick it in there. And then everything in the books of shadows is handwritten. So that basically is more information based. Maybe with outcomes and things like that. I go back. I used to try and do the main bit in red and the outcomes in black and the outcomes in red, but kind of forgot what I was doing, and just sort of, that's more written. This is more perhaps arty, funky, and then I keep my spells in a smaller version of the Book of Shadows, But all of the spells, this is my latest, newest one. They're all written out. And all the spells that have been really, you know, really worked and things like that, I put in here. So, yeah, I do little drawings sometimes and make it look pretty. And there's a few other little bits in here. There's some tips there and a few little bits and pieces, but mainly that's spells. And then I have like 3 or 4 more of these with all spells and the outcomes. And then if I don't like the way something worked, I will make a note of that, and then we'll go back over it as why didn't it work, or what was the issue with that. And I'll make notes and that, so it's so I can go back to it. So for myself, I have my funky little grimoire, which is actually just an old book that I bought for 25p. I think, don't know where I got it actually. I think it was 25p, probably in a book sale or something. And it was actually Children of the New Forest, and it's got stags all over the front. And I bought that, and I basically keep all of my info, and I've got pictures and all that kind of stuff, and any good information. There's some cool bits of artwork. What are you two doing? There's like a right game going on here with a piece of rope and an old ball. I don't know what it is. That's my dogs. Yeah, so everything there is like in the grimoire. The Book of Shadows is more handwritten, not so picturey, not so arty, just handwritten information. Then I have my spells separate in my spell books, and they're always kind of the A5 smaller size. And then my Book of Mirrors, plain black book, and that's just a diary of magical practice. So the magical practice, my pagan path, every day, things that happen, something, whether it's something in a dream, something in a meditation, something that happened, it all kind of goes in there. Sometimes the two overlap each other and they might have the same thing, but that is what a Book of Mirrors is. So your Book of Mirrors is your magical journey, your diary. Your grimoire and your Book of Shadows, very similar thing. Your information. And if you want to keep your spells separate like I do, you can have your spell book as well. Some people do have extra books, and perhaps I'll do a different video about that. But just for now, just wanted to do this quick 5-minute witchy tips video if you was unsure what Books of Shadows and Books of Mirrors and grimoires were. So I hope this video was useful to you. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and if you're in the UK, it's raining and it's freezing, so I hope you have a lovely weekend. Please give us a like, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care, bye.